in the morning. We're leaving Florida.
Gatorade in the other container?
Yeah, I'll have some Gatorade.
Did you grab Gatorade and water and all that stuff?
We're taking 2 separate cars. Very tired. SOS Gentleman, Dean Alejandro here, fully packed car, leaving Florida, going to the Midwest officially. I know that the last video you saw was probably a little rocky as far as us traveling throughout the United States. That is because we drove straight from a small town in Colorado to Florida. And when I mean straight, I mean the only time we stopped was to go to the bathroom and fill up for gas. With that being said, the only time we went to the bathroom was when we filled up for gas, and that was when the gas light went on. So we didn't stop for food, we didn't stop for anything else. I think the only thing we bought were our magnets that we do buy, you know, when we stop. And that's basically it. It was crazy. You know, we got our little jet lagged or whatever you call it for the car. So that's been crazy. But like I said, I wanted to go ahead and actually do a kind of vlog as far as state by state. Now this is a little bit different because I'm by myself. Unfortunately, my car is packed up. Alexa is behind me a couple of miles probably. Her car is completely packed up, and all of our animals are already in Colorado. So we're not actually going to be exploring different states, although I wish we kind of could, you know, but reality is we are so exhausted. We got back from our honeymoon, and, you know, we're super jet lagged from that. And, you know, less than 2 days after we packed up our animals and everything and head to Colorado. Now, it's been perfect how everything's been happening, because with the weather and the snow and all that stuff, you know, it's actually working out. But this isn't going to be a visual traveling video like I do like to do. Unfortunately, we just can't do it. We can't explore as much as we want to. We don't have the energy to do so, honestly. We're tired. We're exhausted from moving, and the fact that, you know, this last trip is getting broken up into 4 days is also, it's better for our bodies, better for everything else, but it's also super, super exhausting on us. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna, you know, post a little update every time we stop. We're breaking this trip up into a lot, so we are going to be, you know, stopping every 4 hours, probably getting food, and then we're gonna be getting a hotel after 8 hours, so we will be staying in Georgia tonight. So like I said, it's completely different, which is why I'm actually gonna have a moment to videotape a little bit, whereas, you know, the last trip I was sleeping, and when I wasn't sleeping, she was sleeping, and we only had until, you know, our gas light went on. But yeah, I mean, Florida's pretty boring. There's nothing to talk about, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm not gonna edit it at all, so hopefully nothing gets messed up. All right. Where are we?
We're at Steak and Shake.
Where?
In Gainesville.
Why?
Because we're driving to Colorado again.
How do you feel about that?
I'm tired. Tired, ready to get there, but it's going to take 3 days, which is terrible. What about you?
I feel alright.
It was better when we were driving together, because then we could take turns and we could knock out 14 hours in a day, but now we're only doing like 8 hours in a day, which just makes it feel like twice as long. And then on the drive home, we drove straight through, so we did 30 hours, like literally in 30 hours, because we just drove for 4 hours, the other person slept, and then switched, and switched, and switched, and switched, and now it's just all by ourselves, so
Where
it
are we
just
staying
sucks
tonight?
more. In Georgia, near Atlanta, so nothing cool or pretty. Georgia's very boring. You know, there were some mountains in Georgia, between Georgia and Tennessee.
We'll see. There's like so many big life events that are happening that it's hard to keep track because it's been so back to back. And it's so crazy because, like I said, like, these are what we're going to be we're going to look back and be like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I can't believe we just drove like 30 hours straight through and like we did that. And I honestly, and it's like, I may be repeating myself, but it's so hard because this is literally how I feel about it, is that I would not be able to do it with anyone else. And I don't know if she would be able to. It's like, okay, we're gonna, do this random goal that might seem impossible, but we find a way to do it together. Or like, hey, we're gonna drive from Colorado to Florida straight without stopping. But we get through it because we recharge each other and we're there for each other in a mutual partnership. If I'm giving, if we're doing 50-50, sometimes we can't do 50-50. Sometimes one of us has to do 20-80. Sometimes it happens the other way around. But at the end of the day, we are working together. And at the end of the day, we have the same goals. And it's hard. It's like, I feel like this is the longest her and I have been apart for like a bit now, especially with all of the honeymoon traveling and stuff, the honeymoon was great, like, except for like our cruise, which kind of sucked and we almost got quarantined and stuff. But like our honeymoon, it was amazing. Like, it was very stressful. But that was something also it was crazy because she's never flown international ever. It was my first time doing it alone. I've done it before. It was my first time doing it since, I transitioned, and a lot of different things that we planned the flight so different. Like, we were at one place for like 24 hours and then took a flight somewhere else and then kept going, and like, we had a pretty crazy itinerary. And I don't know, I don't know a lot of people's relationships, but the only reason we were able to do it was because of one another, like, literally, and because we make such a good team. Like, I don't even think I could go through another 9-hour flight with even some of my close friends. I wouldn't. It's just completely different. So not only do I have an amazing woman in my life that I get to share all these things with, she's also now my wife, which is crazy because, like, before I would call her my wife and stuff, like, whatever, because the long engagement, but now it's like for real, like, having to check it on the actual like applications or doing anything is like, we made sure, like, right after the wedding we got matching like shirts and stuff, and it's just like, it feels so right. Like, everything feels so right. And it's crazy because before I met her, everything was so wrong, and I wanted it to be right for so long, and I was so desperate, and I was suicidal, and I was just feeling all of these horrible feelings. And like I said, like, it sucked, but I would do it all again just to get to where I am, even though it's taken a lot of time, and I've been, hard on myself for it, because I felt like if I didn't, if I wasn't trans and I didn't go through all that stuff, like, maybe I would have gotten more of my shit together earlier and made like tons of money, and like, we wouldn't have to worry about small things here and there, because let's be honest, money's an issue for everyone. It happens. Stuff in life happens. It's out of people's control. And there's a lot of times that I wish I was able to have just sucked it up when I was younger and got through it. All right, driving across the Florida border into Georgia right now as we speak, saying peace out, Florida. I've been here for 28 years, too long. No hard feelings, because we helped me find my wife. And that's the first thing you notice when you get into Georgia, is that they have Confederate flags. It's like, ugh. And like painting, there's like billboards for stuff, but then there's like legit paintings of like religious stuff, which is fine if that's your cup of tea, not mine. They're there's nothing really interesting for me to say about Georgia, but I don't know the next time I'm going to be back in Florida, so yeah. Okay. We are in Georgia. What?
Yes.
And we're in our hotel room. And we're about to leave. I would drive 9 hours to Missouri.
Yes. Missouri.
Alexa, let me sleep because I don't feel good. I think I'm getting sick. I want to take that. Alright, well.
I thought it might be stuck to the wall.
It's not?
It's not. But I think they would notice and then charge you.
Probably. Alright, see you later. Alright, so we just left Georgia. It is raining. The weather is pretty bad. We are going to be stopping in a place called Mount Vernon for food in about 6 hours, and then we're not stopping for the night until we get to Sweetwater or Sweet Springs or somewhere in Illinois. So we'll see. Alright, so I just drove across the Tennessee-Kentucky line, and I just realized that I didn't really record anything going through Tennessee. It was raining a lot. There's a storm that's happening, I guess, over in like Oklahoma, so we are getting the wrath from that. I also have been listening to an audio book that's called Before I Had the Words. If you haven't heard it or read it, it's very awesome. It's a trans man's story about it. So that was really cool. That's the first like trans book I've ever read or anything, and it was actually really interesting to see. He's about the same age as I am, so it was interesting that we had the same similarities other than him coming out at an earlier age and pursuing the transition. But I'm gonna drive through Kentucky, and we are going to stop to get food in Illinois, so I'll see you then. So I finally caved and I put pants on. I was wearing shorts. We are in Illinois right now, going to get some food in a town called Mount Vernon, and we have about 3.5 hours before our next stop, where we're going to be staying for the night in Missouri. So Alexa and I are finally going to spend like 30-45 minutes with each other after we've just been driving for like 6.5 hours, and I am now listening to Harry Potter because what else am I supposed to do? But it's been an interesting drive. The weather is a lot better so far. Unfortunately, we're not able to stop anywhere. I mean, we really could if we wanted to. My car is so packed. Hers is too. And we just want to focus on getting to Colorado safe and going through the mountain pass that we have to quickly. And plus, we have interviews and a lot of job stuff Monday. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stop all the cool places like we wanted to. But I'm sure we will go back through one day. So the most terrifying thing just happened. I almost ran out of gas. Oh, so my car has a countdown and lets me know, and I was over 40 miles, but I guess because of all the inclines. So I made it to the gas station with 3 miles until empty. Terrifying. And the gas station is right next door to the hotel, so I'm going to calm down for a little bit and Alright, so we are in Missouri on our way to go through Kansas. Our hotel for the night is in Denver. I wanted to try to see if we could drive the entire way and go to our small town today, but I think 13 hours plus driving by ourselves is not really safe. It did snow overnight, so a lot of our stuff in our car is frozen. I woke up feeling more sick today, so I'm not really feeling kind of shitty, honestly. But there's snow all around. Let's see. Officially in Kansas, there's no snow here. Very dry. There's really nothing to look at here at all. We should be getting to Denver by 6 o'clock, and it's almost 11, but we still have an hour and change as well. So yeah, we're almost there. It's gonna be fun. Excited to finally not be driving so much. And if I wasn't doing another docu, I would probably record a lot more of me just talking.